So recently, I've been getting a lot of messages asking me about all the different details of the car, and so I decided to film a new walk around slash kind of a review video. So mainly what everybody asks about is the front end of it, because it's obviously quite a bit different than the standard Mazda front end. So what this front kit is a replica of the RS Active kit, and it kind of gives the car a 928 or like 64 kind of Porsche look, but that's the comments I've been getting from people. But I don't know, I like it just for how it is, but on its own. But you can definitely see how there's some kind of also AutoZam, AZ1 or Porsche kind of inspired looks. The original kit, the RS Active one from Japan, it actually comes with two different versions. Mine is the one with the hood that's got the bump, and then there's another version where it's flat. And that's because these kits were used on rotary conversions, and the rotary conversions ones use the flat hood, and the BP versions use this one with the bump. So one thing about this kit, everybody asks about it, but what you have to understand is basically you have to give up your core support. So as you see here, I've cut out the original core support, which would come around here, and I took and made these little brackets for the hood pins. So obviously, given the nature of how extreme it is of a kit, I would not recommend it for a pure enthusiast, because a lot of the car comes out and you really cannot go back to the standard bumper, because all of the mounting for the standard bumper is in this area. Well, and the fenders, but people also ask me what I do for headlights for this kit. These are 5.25 inch sealed beams with a generic sealed beam housing that I got online. I believe what you can actually fit in this is the AutoZam AZ1 lights. And what fits for the turn signals is the MX3 factory turn signal. One other thing with how the bump on this hood is, when it comes down, it actually comes within like 1 inch of the engine. It really almost touches that belt. It's a very close fitment. The thing that I really love about this kit though is how much it lowers the front profile. So the original bumper goes quite a bit higher than the front, so if you're coming at it like this, it goes all the way up. Overall, the other thing is it is a replica, so to me, I don't really care about how perfect things are, but this is actually a really nice quality kit. The fitment is really good, but I haven't taken the time to actually get things aligned and fitted very well. The small fitment issues that I have are purely of my own doing. Basically the only thing holding this bumper up are the screws right here. There's one here and then there's one on the other side. It's laying on its own the rest of the way. There should be mounting areas here and here that will bring the bumper up, and once you do that, it'll have really nice body lines and everything will fit up just fine. Now what's really also new is the engine. Last time I did this, I had a very badly oil burning engine, and it was kind of a pain to drive around with all that smell. So what this engine is the 2003 block and the 97 head. Now the reason I went with the 97 head is because my ITVs are only compatible with the NA 1.8 head, and the block I chose the 2003 because of the increased compression ratio. Now, obviously, one of the main changes for this year is also this Fastback. I've wanted one of these since I first thought about getting a Roadster, and I happened to get really lucky with this one. And I want to tell thank you to my friend Damned Pit Crew for trading my hardtop for this Fastback. It really elevated my project here. I really like how you can kind of see the roll bar through it. The shape is just perfect for what I want to do with my car. So here's how the inside looks. This Fastback is by CCP Fabrication, and one of the main things is the increased cabin space. I really like that, and the visibility is very nice as well. You can see from the side window. I mean, technically I think you would lose some visibility compared to the standard hardtop, but it doesn't really bother me at all. For the wheels, I have the Mark II SSR that I got from Smart Crew as well. These are 14x6 in the front, very light, and 14x7 in the rear. I also get that question all the time. I don't know the offset, sorry about that. So here's what the suspension setup looks like. Using the 25mm adapter for the SSRs because they're 114.3, which is the God's lug pattern, and I'm using for the shocks, they are Coney Yellows with Hyperco or Hypercoil springs, and the NB Racing Beat sway bar. It's 760 or something front and 380 rear. Okay, so going through the inside of the car, as you saw, I still have the Kirky seat, which is the aluminum. They're all aluminum seats. They're very thin, and they just have a regular cover over them with like foam underneath. They're actually quite comfortable seats. I've been using this one for like 5 years or so, maybe a little less, but around there. Moving on with the dash. The dash is the 1.6 Miata dashboard, which has been cut in half, and I laid felt fabric over it using 3M adhesive to glue it down. A lot of people ask me about this dash, and I will probably do a video on it because I have somebody that might want their dash converted like this as well. The RPM gauge is the auto gauge. It goes up to 8,000 RPM. The steering wheel is again based on the one from the F40. It's just a Momo. I think it's a Mod 21, I forget. I got two toggle switches controlling the windows here, and then the one over controls the lights for the gauges. Obviously, one other big thing in this interior is this vent. Everybody gets a kick out of it. It's actually functional. Right now I've closed it up because it's getting kind of cold, but this vent draws air from the original spot where the car does draw its outside air from, and I'll show you that right now. So there's the original box under there. Your blower motor connects to that. Another difference from the last video is that I have taken out the carpet. I've given up trying to keep up with it. It always looks dirty, and it just, whoa. It never kind of like works out, right? So for the shift knob, I got this really cool Impul shift knob from Smart Crew. Highly recommend him. He also sold me my wheels. A very reliable guy. Same as last time, behind the seat I have my radio and my MS PNP. Both of these are hidden here so that way I can have the clean dash. Back here, I still have my VHS camera mount. This one was also gifted to me from when I worked with all the racing guys. This is what I use when I film my interior videos, interior shots on track and whatnot. Lastly, the other kind of new, or I guess it's old but new to the video addition, is this mirror. This one was gifted to me when I worked with some Spec Miata kind of racers. The funny thing is, if you want one of these mirrors, you can search up online golf cart mirror. I believe that they're actually the same thing, but the golf cart ones I think are a little cheaper. So there's a tip for that. Not the nicest looking thing ever, but they do work really well. I do like them. I kind of got tired of driving on track with pretty much no mirrors. So that's kind of the updated kind of rundown on where the car is at the moment. A lot of things are kind of in the stage where they are put on, but everything in the car needs to be buttoned up and like actually mounted and put on. It's just kind of all mocked up right now. There's random wires. The roof isn't quite on perfectly right now. Same with the front bumper and whatnot. But over winter, the plan is to take care of all of that. I hope you enjoyed this new tour of the car. And now I'll just roll a couple clips of it driving through kind of back roads, so you can hear how it sounds and kind of see how it looks moving.